the 49ers. Let's talk about that last starting quarterback in action on Saturday, Jimmy Garoppolo. He enters the game with all kinds of question marks over just how healthy he actually is. We know about the thumb, but last week sprained the throwing shoulder in the win over Dallas. He'll play, but it's admitted he's not 100%. What is his biggest strength as he heads to Lambeau?
So I think it's efficiency, and I think he's just a very steady, capable quarterback. Now, Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch may not think that's enough, and that's why they want the upside potential of a guy like Trey Lance, who they drafted this past season in the first round. But he's been pretty consistent within Kyle Shanahan's system, in this West Coast system where you got to throw on rhythm, got to throw on timing. And, I played in this system, Jeremy, and it is pretty quarterback friendly, and he has a pretty good grasp of it. He's just not able to stretch the field and utilize some things with his legs that they would like him to be able to do. So I think that's the one thing that's really a credit to him and why he's been able to take this team to a Super Bowl. And then if you remember that game against the Chiefs, there was a big play to be made, and he just couldn't get it done. But the fact that he has been able to kind of keep his job this long, I think speaks volumes to, hey, at least he's consistent, he's efficient within the system, and he can operate it with pretty sound efficiently and use some of the weapons that he has around him.
So his biggest weakness then, Danny, for you?
To me, it's a lack of confidence. Now, it kind of works both ways here, Jeremy, so hear me out. I think Jimmy G, obviously playing a little bit banged up, I think that impacts your confidence. I look at him and maybe he's a little bit too safe. But I also think Kyle Shanahan doesn't have exactly 100% confidence in him, especially when they're playing the Cowboys. There's a chance to go for the jugular, and they just kind of hang around, and they're not able to kind of elevate their game and trust Jimmy G to keep chucking it around the yard. So I think the lack of confidence is both Jimmy G, maybe in his health and his overall abilities, but also Kyle Shanahan's play calling. I think he would like to open things up a little bit more, stretch the field vertically, and he just doesn't. So I think that's one of the bigger weaknesses here.
So his top player prop then as they head into Saturday's divisional game.
As I mentioned before, I think the 49ers are going to be able to run the football pretty well. And I think it goes back to the lack of confidence. They do not want to get in a shootout with Aaron Rodgers, Jimmy Garoppolo versus him. They want to try to establish the run game, time of possession, keep it out of his hands. On the road, you take the crowd out of it. You take Aaron Rodgers out of his rhythm. So I think they'll limit Jimmy Garoppolo's exposure in this game. So I looked at the under his completion total. It's at 21.5, and I'll go under that. I think ideally, if you're Kyle Shanahan, you would love to have a day when he's about 19 or 20 of 26, 27, zero interceptions, protects the football, and they're able to run the football in this game against Green Bay. He
is CBS Sports HQ NFL analyst, our resident quarterback, Danny Kanell, discussing strengths and weaknesses with us as we head towards the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Let's take a look at Danny's prop bets for Joe Burrow. He likes him over the 276.5 passing yards. Tannehill, he says, take him under. 239.5 pass yards is the number there. For Aaron Rodgers, go over the 2.5 passing touchdowns. Danny thinks Aaron is going to respond and come out with a big game against the 49ers. And then their quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, you see his prop there as well. Our game on Saturday has the upstart Bengals, who haven't won a divisional round playoff game in 32 years, trying to end that drought against Tannehill, Henry, and the Titans, and win their first ever road playoff game. Big injury news for the Bengals, too. They will have pass rusher Trey Hendrickson back. An outstanding season for him. You can catch this game on CBS at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You can also stream the game on Paramount+. We're going to take a break here on HQ, but when we come back, Brandon and Danny will look at the other two divisional games on Sunday.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.